I'm scared of your answer. Everybody, it's time for my famous, or is it infamous, five random questions. I'm James Lott Jr., and I've asked over 400 people from dignitaries to undignitaries, all kinds of questions that are random, just five. I have Nelson Aspen with me, he has, we'll talk about who he is in my other podcast, In Between the Pages, but he has a book out. Do you have the book next to you? But it's a Titanic book. It's called A Titanic Tale, Kindred Spirits, and it's out now. Run to your phone, run to your tablets, get it. I told you to. It's a great story. It's a fun story. But he's agreed to do the five random questions. So, Nelson, how are you?
I'm very well, and I'm on the edge of my seat. It's like being on Jeopardy. I'm glad I don't have to buzz to give my answer, but I'm ready.
Yeah, love it. Oh my God. Okay, the first question. Nelson wants a snack. What is one of his go-to snack foods?
I always make sure I have a canister of Planters mixed nuts, unsalted, and I always have a canister of raisins. And as I get to make the nuts last longer, I've always wanted nuts to last longer. I add raisins to the can, so I snack on nuts and raisins.
I like the unsalted nuts myself too. Kind of funny you said that. I like that too. They taste better for me, a little better.
And I have high blood pressure because I'm 61
Yeah,
years old.
yeah, I'm right. I'm right. I got right behind you. I have a birthday in a few months. I know I'm right behind you. We look good though. So I'm like nothing.
Thank you.
Nothing cracked on our ends, both our ends. Nothing
Well,
cracked.
I wish I could say it's clean living, but I think it's probably just luck.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same thing. Okay. Number two. This actually is something very timely. If you could go back in time during any part of your life, could be a year, time period, where would you go?
Well, I would probably, I don't know. I was going to instinctively say the 80s because I was such a child of the 80s in New York City. However, my parents always used to say to me, I was the youngest of five, so I had older parents. My parents went from being the youngest parents at the PTA meetings to being the oldest parents at the PTA meetings when I was born. But they always told me, your life begins at 35. You don't get your brain delivered until you're 35. You look your best, you feel your best for the like 35 to 65, they said. So I always, and I believed them. And it is true. And at age 61, I will say it's really about 35 to 65. So I wouldn't go back. I'd go back to 35 just to give myself maximum time. But that's as far back as I would go.
I would go to like you. I'm thinking the 80s, like your time, but I'm thinking now you say that I would say 40. That was a really good year for me.
Yeah, yeah. And
That was
I have no I have no complaints about 61.
yeah.
But truly, if I had to go back, I would start at 35 and
I
work
like
my way back.
I like that. Number three. You're now cross country. You left Los Angeles. Do you miss having a car?
Zero. I hated having a car when I was in Los Angeles. And I aspired to always having the better car because Los Angeles is such a car culture. And I knew what I wanted from the time I got my first used Corolla in 1986. I knew I wanted a Mercedes sedan, white with a tan interior, with the little hood ornament of the Mercedes in the front. And I finally got, and I had, that was my final car before I left Los Angeles. And because you're so judged by your car, but I also want, and I was a reporter, so I was constantly pulling up to valet parking, and I didn't want to be shamed by the valet parker. So I felt like I needed that car, and I was so happy to get rid of the road rage, the traffic. I had a Thomas guide under my seat that I sold that car for $1 because when I left LA, I was like, well, I'm not going to need a car anymore. And now when I go back to LA, which is frequently, Uber, in my mind, has saved Los Angeles. Why would you own a car? Just get in the back seat, enjoy the view. I would think Uber's cheaper than having a car.
That's what
It's
I do.
less stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, well, so my answer is no, I would never have another car. I don't miss having a car, and God bless whoever invented Uber.
I totally agree. That's what I do. I do Ubers and Lyfts. It is cheaper.
Yeah.
Number four. What is your favorite color?
Yellow.
Oh, I love yellow. It's a good color, nice bright. That matches you, very nice and bright. And the last question. So everybody at home, I asked the last question to everybody. It's the same question. So I'm going to ask Nathan. Hey, Nathan. No,
Nathan,
I said
you got
Nathan.
to read the new book. It's Milton. In my
I
past life, I was
Well,
Milton.
that's why I'm mixing it because you're Nelson and Milton. I went, and it's crazy. Nelson, this question. Okay, Nelson. It's either apples or oranges.
Oranges.
Oh, he said it right. He said quick. All right.
And I love screwdrivers, and I love creamsicles, and I love the orange. What are they called? When my probiotic, whatever, anything with orange flavor
Okay,
and orange.
probiotic. I have
Yeah,
mine. Mine's orange flavor.
yeah. Well, there you go. So there's your answer. In fact, at Halloween, I like to take. They make Stoli makes a an orange vodka and add that with vanilla ice cream and make a punch,
Yeah.
an orange punch for Halloween. And you can put some dry ice around it so it looks like a cauldron.
Oh,
It's just there's your
that sounds
little
good.
tip.
That sounds good. The book is called Kindred Spirits: A Titanic Tale by Nelson Aspen. Go ahead and check it out. It's over there,
Yeah.
Kindle and paperback. So watch. There it is. And so now watch or listen to our other show, In Between the Pages. Bye.